everyone, this is NETTE and welcome to my channel. And today, nandito po ako sa beach. It seems that walang mga tao dito. No one is here. And I have the beach for myself. And for those who are new to my channel, ONNIE channel is all about Korean culture, the way of life that we have here in Korea, and the places that you can visit here in the countryside. And also I have some narrations about the Bible, because I'm featuring some of the things that I am doing during the day, and part of my morning activity is reading the Bible. And so I have some videos that have certain narrations on the Bible. And of course, I am a married immigrant, so my channel also talks about the activities that we have here, the life of married immigrants living in the countryside, because I live in the countryside, and our situation here in the countryside may be different from the situations of married immigrants living in the city. Well, here in the countryside, the way of life here is more on farming and fishing. In my area, my area is well known for paprika, and we produce paprika, also wheat, rice, and we have also some fishing, but we are popular more on our rice products. And in this place, Heaman, this is Heaman Gun. Heaman is very popular in sweet potato and seaweeds. They are more on fishing, and so they have seaweeds. Yung binibili po ninyo sa Philippines na kim, and a lot of Korean sea products. Makikita nyo po dito sa Heaman. So, itong pinupuntahan po natin na lugar. Well, as you can see, so beautiful down here. Life, what about the life here in Korea? Well, life in Korea is good in my experience. Of course, life here in Korea may vary from foreigner to foreigner, and in my case, I've been living here for 22 years, and of course, when I arrived here in Korea, it was difficult for me because I don't know the language. The language is the most difficult part in my life. Until now, I'm not really good in speaking the language. Another difficulty that you need to overcome is the in-law thing, your relationship with your in-laws, because Korean culture is so conservative, and sometimes if you are from the Philippines, the Philippine culture is more on the western side, and so here it's more on traditional, conservative. And so Filipina who came here and got married to a Korean sometimes have that little difficulty adjusting. But when the time comes, they can fully adapt to the Korean culture, and in due time, they already enjoyed their stay here in Korea. What else? What difficulty that you will have? Husband and wife relationship. Well, if you in the Philippines, what do you call this? Age doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. But here I've noticed, of course this is not a 100%. As I said, it varies. So in my opinion and in my observation here in the countryside, if you got married to a man who is the age gap is so big, you have such a difficulty in adjusting, because older men tends to be very conservative and still holds the Korean old style. But if you got married to a man and you are of the same age, you will not have that kind of problem. At the same time, if you got married to a person who lives in the countryside and whose main occupation is farming, fishing, or construction worker, it's also a little bit of an adjustment for you, because here the farming season starts in spring and it ends in fall, and summer is during this period farmers are very busy, and you are expected to help in the farm. If your husband is a fisherman, there are some Filipinas who also go with their husband pagpunta sa may dagat. You also go with your husband to work, and there are some Filipinas who love it, but there are also some Filipinas who dreaded to go with their husband, kasi there are times na may mga anong tawag dito, yung may seasickness sila or what. Pero in due time, pag masanay na din yung katawan, nawawala na rin yung mga seasickness. Ang problema, if you live in the Philippines, you live in the city, and then you also, when you go to Korea, you will live in the countryside. Here in the countryside, wala pong nightlife. Yung mga nightlife po, makikita mo lang po sa mga larger cities. Pero dito sa area ko, at sa karatig town ng area ko, wala po kaming clubs. Dito, nightclubs, wala po. And we have only karaoke bars. That's the only indulgence that we have. If we meet with our fellow Filipinas to unwind. So medyo yun ang pagkakaiba. But if your husband lives in the city, then no problem po, kasi manami pong nightlife doon sa city. Korea is very well developed, and when it comes sa in fact may mga lugar na they say that it never sleeps. 81. When you go there, it's a place where it doesn't sleep. It's a 24 hours. And that's one of the blessings if you go there, if you live in the city. However, may mga advantages naman po pag nandito ka sa countryside. Fresh air. Organic foods. Malapit ka po sa mga organic foods. And ang way of life, ang way of thinking, in due time, maiiba din yun eh. Ma-change mo rin yun eh. Depende sa'yo. Pero I live in the city in the Philippines. And when I arrived here, the first thing that I felt is loneliness. Kasi wala kang makikita. And during the cold seasons, mas mahaba po ang gabi kaysa sa araw. Kaya napakalungkot po. Nalungkot po ako. And dito, ang summer, mahaba po ang araw kaysa sa gabi. Yun naman ang difference. So, medyo may kaanuhan lang po. May difference lang po. Pero ako po, mas love ko na po yung countryside. And in due time, I learned to adapt with the Korean culture. And right now, I must say na even if I'm not well versed in Korean language, I can say na mas ang puso ko ay Korean na rin. I am more of a Korean than a Filipino. Dahil I learned to love the Korean culture, and I do respect the Korean people. And Korean people, what kind of people are they? Kung ako ang mag-describe ng Korean people, they are diligent, very industrious, very straight to the point. Pag may gusto silang sabihin sa'yo, sasabihin nila. Hindi sila yung dahil nahihiya sila, atubili silang magsabi sa iyo kung ano man ang gusto nila. What I like in them is that they are very straight. They can talk to you. They are very open to you. And they have a big heart. Pag makuha mo lang po yung trust mo sa mga Korean people, you will see the kindness in them. They are so kind, and ang gusto ko lang po sa kanila, hindi sila nagtitake advantage. Ewan ko lang po ha, hindi ko po generalize. What I'm saying here is my experiences and sa mga taong na-met ko po. So I am very lucky that I met people who are so kind and very helpful. And the government here, marami pong mga benefits na natatanggap yung mga iba kong mga kasamahan dito sa Korea. Here, if you don't have money, hindi po masyadong problema kasi may mga assistance ka pong natatanggap sa government. In my case, dahil isa lang po yung anak ko at may kakayahan naman pong maghanap buhay ang sarili ko at ang asawa ko po. So medyo wala po kaming mga benefits na natatanggap po sa government. But yung mga iba ko pong mga kaibigan, they have lots and lots of benefits na natatanggap po sa government. And that is one thing na maganda po dito sa Korean government. And I'm glad I came here. The first thing I felt when I arrived in Korea, parang kumuha po ako ng bato na pinukpok sa ulo ko. Bakit po ako napunta dito sa Korea? But now, after 23 years, I would say na I'm very thankful na I was able to survive and I was able to enjoy and see the beauty of Korea. So for those who want to go to Korea, try your destiny, try your luck here in Korea. Kanya-kanya po tayo ng destiny. Kanya-kanya po tayo. And we make our own destiny. So, yung mga sinasabi ko, it might not be true sa iba at sa iyo. So, why not come here and try, get married to a Korean and make a life here in Korea. I will see you. Bye!